Yay.
All right, I think it's working.
Great.
So, yeah.
All right, I'll go ahead and introduce myself. My name is Mallory Carnes, and I play viola mainly. This is my viola. I am mostly going to actually be playing works for the violin today on the viola, so I've made a few changes so that it'll really sound good on my instrument. But I just wanted to say a little bit actually about the intentions behind this before I start playing. As most of you probably know from the news this week, our country has had a lot of turmoil surrounding Black Americans being murdered unnecessarily by the police, specifically George Floyd, and also remembering Breonna Taylor right now. And so I was planning originally just to be playing some music by Bach, just music that I really love and that I've kind of grown up with, and a lot of us in the classical music world have grown up with. But it really hit me in the past couple days how important it was to include music by Black composers, because the music is equally, if not more, amazing. I'm going to be playing a piece shortly, which I'll describe, that's by the composer who's known as the Black Mozart, because he was just as incredible and lived at the same time. He was actually like kind of a competitor of Mozart. And I think it's really important that we just take a tiny step in the direction of more representation in the classical music world, where almost everything that I play on a daily basis is by a dead European white guy. So that's kind of what inspired me.
Yeah. And I guess another idea is we want to like sort of like some of our repertoire, it will include music by white people. It will also include music by Black people. And in doing this, we want to like sort of suggest a way forward in like classical music where all voices, all skin tones are celebrated. So yeah.
Yeah, this first piece I'm going to be playing is creatively titled Violin Sonata No. 1, not a, riveting title, but it's by the composer that I was referencing earlier called the Black Mozart. His name, it's French, and I don't know anything about French, but as far as I can tell, it's Chevalier de Saint-Georges. He was born in 1745 and lived until 1799, and he was considered to be not only of the violin playing talent that Mozart had, but also the compositional talent. And he was born in a Caribbean island, the French Antilles, and then he moved to France, and he was also a fencer and was in the French army for a while. So he's not just a musician, but also many other things. And this piece is originally for violin and forte piano, but I'm going to be playing the violin part today. This one's going to be the second movement of that. I'm actually not playing the third movement today. I can only learn so many notes in a couple days, but the second movement is a really cute little minuet.
That was beautiful. Okay, so the piece I'm going to play it's by Debussy, and it's called, it's also in French, so it's called like La Cathédrale Engloutie, the Sinking Cathedral. And basically, this work, part of what went into it was this Breton myth, that there was this cathedral, not far off the coast, that would sink and would rise when the water was clear. So you could hear different things like the organ, you could hear Gregorian chant, you could hear bells and things like that. So basically, yeah, this work tries to recreate that experience. So enjoy.
always sad after Debussy that there isn't more Debussy for viola, but alas. So the next kind of group of pieces I'm going to be playing is a set of 2 spirituals, which were used in Black America during the time of slavery. One of the 2 is Swing Low, Sweet Chariot, which probably people will recognize. And that's just a really cool kind of way of realizing how much this music we might actually know, but we're not aware who it's attributed to. And so I think it's important to recognize that. And then the other one is called Go Down Moses, which is one of the spirituals that Harriet Tubman actually used as a signal song on the Underground Railroad. So both of these are 2 very important ones. And also it's cool to note, they were both, for the first recordings of both of them are by the Fisk Jubilee Singers, who were a really important Black choir from a university back in 1909 is the first recording of one. And the first printing of them, the Fisk Jubilee Singers also had a hymnal that they sang a lot of these songs out of, and they both were first printed in that hymnal in the 1800s. And this one is going to be Go Down Moses.
Awesome. Okay, so the next piece that I'm going to attempt to play is the 3rd movement from Beethoven's Moonlight Sonata. Yes, and so basically this is one of Beethoven's most famous works, and it's in sonata form, of course, which means that there is like an exposition section where all the main themes are exposed, and then there's a development section where those themes are explored and new harmonies and such, and there is a recapitulation section at the end where all the themes are brought together in the main key of the song. In fact, I just learned what a sonata was because I've been taking summer classes, and one of those summer classes is Intro to Western Music, so glad I'm doing that. But yeah, anyway, enjoy this piece. Next is a duet, right?
Yes.
Okay.
All right. Sorry, let me get to it. I'll start playing. All right, so the last piece that we're going to be playing together as a duet, which we learned yesterday or today, is a piece by Florence Price, who's a female Black composer. She was born in 1887 and died in 1953. And this was originally a piece for organ that was transcribed. He doesn't have enough keyboards and I don't have enough hands to play a full organ part, so together we can kind of make up for the organ part. And it was published in 1951, which is right at the end of her life. And as I was looking for information about her, she actually went to New England Conservatory, which is a really, really elite music school in Boston. but she actually identified on her paperwork that she was Mexican to avoid all of the stigma of being registered in the university as a Black American. So that just really, really stood out to me. And also, all of her manuscripts, all of her original writing was rediscovered in 2009, and it wasn't until 2018 that someone finally cataloged all of them. So the fact that she died in 1953 and it took that long for these wonderful, wonderful pieces to be cataloged just shows that we still have a long ways to go in this area, but hopefully you'll appreciate this piece just as much as we do. It's called Adoration, which is just a perfect title. It's really, really beautiful.
Awesome.
Thank you for coming.
Yeah, thank you everyone for coming. all of our online listeners and a few people who we, like my parents and stuff. So yeah, thank you all, and sending you all our thoughts during the virus and everything that's going on. So awesome. Well, I guess that concludes the recital. Yeah, thank you all for being here. And I guess we'll sign off.
Sounds good.
Alrighty. Bye.